check this out. Here's 5 exercises that will get you to your first pull-up with the sets and reps and a way to break it down so that, again, you can hit your first pull-up the fastest way possible. All right, so from the 5 exercises, we want to start with just getting the back muscle stronger. You know, TRX rows, even though it's not an overhead pull movement, it is something that we do a lot of to get people to their first pull-up. And it's just going to become more challenging. So I like that like 8 to 12 rep range. But let's say somebody is starting here, keeping that chest tall, driving those elbows, controlling. Right, and as they get stronger, they would just go lower. Again, chest tall, drive, control. So we're still, again, using that driving elbow back, pull, kind of squeezing an orange, working that 8 to 12. That takes us straight into the second one. And you can do this with a barbell, or you can do this with TRXs and do a seated pull-up. And I'll show you like why that makes a lot of sense. Actually, I'll face you guys first in this position. I like to have this high enough to where my butt's on the ground, right? So it's not a pure pull-up position, but you're usually gonna be a little bit in front, very shoulder friendly. And if a person needs support, they can actually use their legs a little bit more, right? So I want to do the same motion as the pull-up, but now I'm actually using my legs a little bit, and I'll tell people to control it down without using the legs, right? So use the legs a little bit and control it down. Sometimes when the straight pull-up was in that area, it might look something like this, where the hips come forward, and I'll tell folks to bring the butt down and control it down. Right, but essentially this is a great exercise for the lat. In general, very similar pattern, right? We're in full range of motion. And again, we can drive up with the hips, and we can kind of modify it and use that eccentric control to kind of build that pattern up again. So next one will be a chin-up holds. And usually a client might step onto a box to do this. I really like, 3 sets of 20 seconds here. Again, look, it might be less if somebody's not there yet. And I also like, from a coaching standpoint, I'll give people support, right? Meaning if they have good posture and they're just holding, like I'll give them a little bit of a bump so they don't go into crappy posture. So crappy posture meaning, look, I want to drive those elbows down. I want to have a tall spine. I don't want to reach forward with the neck, right? But I want to keep that chin packed, and I'm just holding that position. We're strong in those in-range positions, right? So they'll look like this. And I'm just holding that position. And again, we're gonna try to go for 20 seconds. You can go chin up position, you can go pull up position, right? So you can go pull up, you can go chin up. You can do a band assisted. Again, I like from a coaching standpoint, hands on their upper back, giving them enough assistance to where it's very challenging, but they are keeping good positions, okay? So that would be our kind of number 3, because you have to be strong at the top and you have to be able to hold the bar isometrically to be able to get a pull-up. All right, so then we have negative chin-ups. I'm gonna use the neutral grip here, but in general, this is another one where if a client is not strong enough, we're gonna add a band assistance. Right now, listen, I always prefer to do it with kind of human assistance, if that makes sense. That's why coaching is there. You can keep the upper back, hold it, give them a push up, right, as they're controlling it down. So this one's an important one. Remember, we're much stronger on that eccentric, so rebuilding it from kind of like the top down is a smart way to go about it. I would go like 5 sets of 5 reps with a 5-second eccentric. Again, whatever they can handle. So that might mean band assisted, might be human assisted, but these ones are great to build that pull-up. So it looked like this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the thing is, imagine that like if they had a box, they would just do the eccentric. So we could do 5 reps. You either help them up, okay? Or they could even like have a step where they're jumping up and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, imagine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So they get 5 challenging reps with any of those, whether it's a step up high, band assistance, coach assistance, right? Even, again, they're so high up that just grab it bring their feet in front, and then control it down for that 5-second eccentric, right? Those are a staple when we're helping people build up to their first pull-up. And then some type of lat pull down. Again, we just kind of adjust this lat pull down machine that we have. We got a couple, but that overhead pulling one and just strengthening those muscles that make that movement. Yes, there's no legs involved, or it's not working as much and so on and so forth, but this will help. This is kind of like where I prefer for it to be in that 8 to 12 rep range, controlled tempo, crispy form. So I'm hooking my feet in. Again, we want to be as overhead as we possibly can. I can lean back a little bit, squeeze, control, get that stretch, feel the tension. All right, we'd hit that for, again, 8 to 12 reps with 0 to 2 left in the tank, pretty much on that. And so the way that you're breaking this down is if you're doing a full body training throughout the week, you'd implement 1 to usually 2 of these into every training session. Meaning, you'd certainly have your TRX rows, right? You'd have your butt on the floor pike pull-ups. You could do those with the barbell or TRX like I showed you guys. Another day we have the eccentric pull-ups. Those are pretty challenging and stressful. And you'd also implement some type of, let's say, lat pull down and chin up pulls, right? So those 5 exercises throughout a 3-day full body training session, we would implement all of those in there to work up to that pull-up, okay? I'll show you an example even below how I do this in a training program. But again, start doing these to get your pull-up game up and get to that first pull-up. And for more tips like this, make sure to subscribe to this channel.